I guess the question would be, if you knew that information beforehand, don't you think as a journalist, or how do you feel as a journalist having a responsibility to put that information out in the best interest of people? Because if my president is falling asleep in meetings and is clearly deteriorating, but the message isn't getting out there, I think I deserve to know as a voter. That's going to affect the way I vote. What do you guys think?
Well, I think mainstream journalism is mainly left-wing, not entirely, of course. There's the Wall Street Journal and Fox News. Mainstream journalism is mainly on the left. Performed astonishingly poorly in the last, really for a decade. They performed poorly with the Russia collusion hoax against Trump in 2017. In retrospect, it was totally a hoax. And I think a lot of the big news organizations always knew it was a hoax, and they pretended that it wasn't. They performed incredibly poorly with on the key story of the relationship between China and the outbreak of COVID. The two factors to that: the relationship of China and the fact that the United States government was funding the experiments in China. They pretended all that stuff didn't exist. They pretended Hunter's laptop didn't exist and tried to retaliate against the New York Post. They successfully retaliated against the New York Post for reporting that story because it didn't fit their agenda. And then it all built up to what for the Democratic Party was a calamity, that they hid the truth about Biden's actual mental condition and physical condition too. Now, at his age, it's no surprise that he was declining. Most people do at that age. But the fact that there was an elaborate cover-up run by journalists, the kind of people whose job it is to communicate the truth to the public, were trying to prevent the public from knowing the truth. The journalism business deserves the decline of public respect that it's experiencing right now.
I think that's why people are turning to alternative media, such as X.
Well, I got to tell you, it's been great for Substack. Substack has only existed for 5 years, and as of about a month ago, many of your listeners may not even know what Substack is. It's a media alternative where you subscribe to an individual rather than to an organization. That's the big difference. You pick the writers, or in some cases the artists that you like, and you support them, not an organization. But as of a month ago, Substack has more paid subscribers than the New York Times and the Washington Post combined. And it's not a big corporation.